Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thursday's Market SITREP, or Situation Report here at TGO. That's Top Gun Options, folks. In about 1 hour at 1 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be knocking out a free live trade brief. It's called Analyze Your Trade and Debrief. I'm going to open up the doors to a regular member session so you can see what we do here at TGO, because there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. It looks like this is kind of, rip your face off rally is starting to run out of airspeed here, starting to get a little hypoxic. Got some early warning out of Macy's that the retailers might not be doing so hot after Christmas, after what everybody thought was going to be a huge Christmas. So a lot to do. So if you want to join us at 1 o'clock, all you have to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief, and you can join us at 1 o'clock in our regular member session. We're going to be talking about the obviously the U.S.-China trade fight. Which is shaking the global economy, but it isn't bad for all the bystanders. The main bystander where we've been printing money is Brazil. We have a great trade on EWZ, a long-term bullish trade, gotten a weekly options trade that actually is starting to come around here. All we have to do is have this thing below 42.5 by tomorrow, which I think it's going to be, to make a nice $2,200 profit, I think it is. However, we got into EWZ right around Bolsonaro's runoff election. So between when I said to get into EWZ and now, it's up 33%. Brazil is probably the best house in the world neighborhood, to be honest with you. So really like this intelligence out of Forbes. The trade talks, guys, not to slight who these people are, but this guy's the deputy U.S. trade representative. Okay, so the meetings that were 2 days, or supposed to be 2 days, that went 3 days, everybody's really bullish on, and wow, great news. They were essentially setting up future meetings of people higher ranking than them, which is great that we're at least moving in the right direction. But as I've covered all week, folks, this ain't China's. China could care less about the economic suffering of their people. If you doubt me, go Google Tiananmen Square and see how that worked out for the folks who tried to uprise against China at all. This is about strategic, China's strategic intent. They're going to throw the president a couple of bones here to make it look like they're making progress. Net, they really aren't going to do anything, in my opinion. Even if they sign an agreement to stop stealing intellectual property, do you think China is going to stop stealing intellectual property? You have to be a fool. And I point to the words of President Xi and also one of his high-ranking admirals a couple weeks ago. Hey, next time these guys sail through our territorial waters, which aren't their territorial waters, we're going to sink a couple aircraft carriers. And, oh, by the way, we're taking back Taiwan. The United States has a defense of Taiwan agreement, so what are we going to do if they move to take back Taiwan? The trade issue, yes, it's a big issue, but they don't even think Donald Trump's going to make it till the end of 2019. So what incentive does China have to negotiate? So, all right, a little bit of a 2-3 weeks ago, we had Fred Smith, the CEO of FedEx, pre-warn that, or actually came out with just bad, awful earnings. A week and a half ago, Tim Cook sat in an interview and said, man, we're doing awful. It's not looking good. And then, of course, this week, the other day, he said, oh, my God, everything I said apparently a week ago is wrong. I'm very, very confident. That was kind of stupid. And then today we got Macy's. So this little stock market comeback that we're seeing faces a huge test with earnings kicking off next week. Right? Strong economy can't save Macy's from retail shifts. Okay, so I know Target was a beat, but that was known. That was priced in there. Target said they were doing good. But I'm still seeing a lot of backwardation in the options market. Backwardation is when buying insurance, so to speak, in the front month is a hell of a lot more expensive than the back months. It's kind of inverted, or, you ready for it, backward. So volatility signals still flashing red, even as stocks rebound. We're going to hear from the Fed chief again in about an hour. I think the Fed's over-talking. I got to be honest with you. This market seems a little long in the tooth. Bill Blaine the other day said this relief rally feels desperate and too reliant on the Fed. I completely agree with that. I think we're running out of airspeed up here. I don't think earnings are going to light the world on fire, and I think we're going to give a lot of this rally back right here. We hedged earlier in the week in our primary live trade brief. We got long some volatility. We got short the S&P 500 because this is a big run off the bottom here. And we're going right into earnings where, look at what happened last earnings period. Everybody knocked the cover off the ball, and what did the market do? Shrugged. Really didn't care. And then we went down. So this time around, if earnings aren't good and they give a lot of forward guidance like, uh-oh, China bad, what do you think? The market's going to go up? Of course it's not. It's going to go down. So there's a lot going on today with the Fed and Jerome Powell speaking again. We'll see if he has anything new to say, if he's going to be more dovish, turn back into a little bit of a hawk, or what's going to happen. But this market has been driven by Fed speak a little too much, and now next week in earnest we're going to start seeing earnings, and we'll see what this market's made of. Okay, so like I said, join us at 1 o'clock today. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief, and we're going to cover all this stuff live, and we're going to take a look at a potential new trade, maybe on Brazil and maybe even Amazon. Okay, so have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless, and I'll see you at 1 o'clock.